Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. and today I'm diving into an unboxing and rambling for the League of Dungeoneers. As usual, we do have our coffee shot and all that, as well as different knife. I still haven't replaced the one that I lost in TSA. It is what it is. We'll get it back at some point. And by get it back, I mean buy it again. TSA is not sending me back a knife. I did just start my coffee, so you have to give me a second to get up and going over here. But this is the League of Dungeoneers. This is one of those games that I don't know as much about as I would like. What I do know is it's currently rated an 8.7 on Board Game Geek. Now, with like 100 ratings, so give that time. That's the kind of rating that could drop or could go up. And it's generally received a lot of high praise from the people who talked about it. And also, I know it's like 40 pounds of game. Maybe not 40 pounds, but it's a lot of pounds of game. Let me just go ahead and open this over here, throwing this off to the side. We have the League of Dungeoneers. I'm actually going to go to the box back over here. This is designed by Michael Lundstedt over here. And this over here, the party has been slowly progressing through the dungeon. So far, everything, you know what, I'm not going to read this. This, I just know it is heavy. Is there a weight on this? If I had to make a guess, and this is just a guess, it feels like it's more than... It feels like it's more than 25 pounds. I'm going to guess this is 29 pounds. Is it bigger than Frosthaven? No. Heavier than Isofarian? No. I think Isofarian is 27. I'm just going to guess 25 pounds. No, it's got to be more than that. 29. I'm going to stick with 29 pounds. I don't know if I'm right or not. What I do know is it's heavy. That's what I know for sure. And it's not chunky full of miniatures. It's chunky full of just cardboard and more cardboard, as evidenced by the fact that we have this mat over here, which we're going to go to in a second. We're going to have these absolute piles full of cardboard. And I don't know exactly how this whole board is set up. This is the other mat. And we do have some plastic in here as well, and we have to rebalance these trays. We're going to get back to that shortly. I didn't even know there's plastic doors in here. These are plastic doors. Like, we got open and closed doors. You know what? Let's go to open this up too. How does this fit in here? That fits in here. This should be on the same level. Why is it not on the same level? Is there something underneath it? Huh. I'm curious why that is. I don't think it's about that, but we're going to go ahead and go into this. There's a lot of cardboard. A lot of organizing to do, a lot of books of content, and we're going to take a look and see what we have here. Now, this is not going to be the biggest, largest unboxing ever. I don't know enough about the game, and there's none of those fun little miniatures to show you. There is going to be a whole lot of cardboard, though, and maps and things to go into. And this is a game system that I don't know when I'm diving into it, but I do want to dive into it. This year has been a good year for Dungeon Crawlers so far. I'm already going to be doing a full comparison video of, let's see, what we've dove into. I have Frosthaven, Isofarian Guard, Tenaris Adventures, Massive Darkness, and Oathsworn. I'm going to be doing a full comparison video of those 5 games this year at some point. If I dive into League of Dungeoneers in time, then that will be added to the comparison video. Now, to be very clear, it's going to be a very high-level comparison. It's not going to be an in-depth comparison. Like I did a whole, together with Meg and Devin, I did a full comparison of Oathsworn versus Gloomhaven. This is not going to be that, because that would be way too long. It's going to be like 20 minutes... maybe 30, highs and lows, and which one's right for you and why, and what my personal ranking is. This is a very cool book. Just, you know, just the texture of the pages. There's definitely some love behind this as far as the creation here. This does not feel, this feels old school. And I think it's meant to be a tribute to old school kind of, like not quality, I was going to say quality, to old school. And I think it's compared to Warhammer Quest, the game. With Standees, do I need to read over 200, okay, a note. Okay, do I need to read over 200 pages to play this game? And that's relevant because this is 257 pages. No, you don't. Most of the book is tables, and you can skip the parts with talents and perks almost completely until you've leveled up. I recommend you read the party management chapter before creating character. You also need to read certain parts. So they kind of... What you need to do is first create your characters. After that, you should have to the embarking on your first quest chapter at page 52. Okay, I'm a little intimidated. Because it says you first need to create your characters, then head over to embarking on your first quest chapter at page 52. Let's go over to page 52. This is intense. What is this? Party management. So we need to read the rules on that. That's how we need to figure out some basics. Then we need to go to page 52. Afraid of heights. There are a few things in life I don't know. Oh, these are various traits in creating your characters. Okay, sure. Embarking on your first quest. When you start the game, you should randomize what settlement the party is in. The eligible ones are, okay, there's 8 possible settlements. You can play the First Blood quest first. Okay, that's a very cool tile, by the way. I don't know what's up with this over here. Is this map tile? Like, is this visually on the board? It looks very cool, art-wise. Quest books. You choose a quest takes place in your other settlement. Leveling up. Okay, we're fine all there. But where do we go to? Is available at any settlement. You'll find both these quests in the quest book 1 at the end of this book. Is this full of quests at the end? We have side quests. Okay, these are quests over here. That's fine. I think they're quests. I'm still going through this over here to try to figure this out. The pyramid is down through quest 3, quest into the ancient land, quest the great crypt. Then, okay, I recommend playing the First Blood quest first. The Chamber of Reverence, the Fountain Room. How do I find this over here? It's available, and you'll find it in the quest 1 at the end of the book. Okay. I'm just going through this and scrolling through this and not finding. Quest book 1. Okay, so we have Chamber of Blood, First Blood. Recommend the First Blood quest. Introduction, reading the quest, First Blood. Here's the introductory quest. Okay, we have the second page. We have the Dead Rising campaign. Okay, this is all in the introduction quest campaign. So we get down to 200 pages just to get, before we get to the quest book. But past that, what do we need to read? Leveling up, stats and skills. I don't know alchemical skills. I don't know a thing about what's going on here. This is intense as far as just the amount of stuff going on. Then again, I just persevered through 81 pages of Standees Adventures content, and that was definitely a rulebook to read as well. So, color me intrigued, but also intimidated so far. So we got intrigued and intimidated on our stat tree so far. We have a bunch of cards. Let's go through some of these, try to figure out what we got. This is a game that is... It's intense. It's intense. That's the biggest thing I can say. It's a full giant dungeon crawling campaign type situation, and that has me intrigued, but also, visually doesn't pull me in. It has that old school feel, but I don't have the old school nostalgia, holding me in place. So I just see this game and I'm like, this looks ambitious, it looks cool, it's rated well, it's sticking to my hands. Let's get that off over here. But as far as being a game system that pulls me in the same way that, the art or miniatures of Standees or Massive Darkness bring me in, not quite as much. Doesn't mean I'm not interested, just means that there's, look at the art over here. This is more the direct as far as the cards over here. I don't know if they are. Grom Hornbro, Fighter, CS50, we got all this damage, resistance, perception, claustrophobia, all these different things over here as far as these characters or whatever they are. These are mercenaries. Mercenaries you can hire or engage with in some way. Yeah, we got a whole mercenary deck over here. What else do we have as far as these various card decks? We have our exploration deck over here. Do I want to read those? Oh, corridors. Oh, okay, fine. Let's go ahead and open an exploration deck. Will I regret completely messing up the organization of these cards later? Probably, but we can make that future Alex's problem. Current Alex is just focusing on the fact that this is an incredibly intimidating and yet appealing game. Let's go ahead and open this over here. We have our... Toss that down there. We have our corridors. So here you're going to be flipping over these various tiles in some way, I assume, giving you either special rules or just the tile you're engaging with. The sanctuary. There's a silence in this room that somehow feels reassuring. The room is dimly lit, and in the middle of the room is a large fountain. The water from the fountain mirrors the torches, making the light dance across the ceilings and walls. The water in the fountain can be drunk. Furthermore, it can be searched. The threat level is decreased by 2. Treasure chambers, temples, cells, whole bunch of rooms to go through. Let's see what other kinds of decks we have before we stop doing the random deck checking over here. Because we have a whole lot of stacks of cards here. We have our travel events. Ooh, this is a rolling a die. Road Shrine. On the journey, the party stumbles across a Shrine of Ridnir. Passing by one of these without paying homage is said to be a recipe for bad luck. If an adventurer tosses coins into the small well, roll on this table. If you decide not to, roll on the other table. So if you do contribute coins, I'm not going to tell you, let me just read this. Okay. Whoa. Interesting. I don't like this road shrine at all. I'm just saying that much. We got spells. Bringer of Light. The light of the god shines to the priest, causing the undead to waver. Any undead trying to attack the warrior priest suffers negative 10 CS. And we have a whole stack of treasure. This was the most unexpected. Draw a wonderful treasure card instead. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't know what wonderful treasure is. And we got stacks of monsters as well, all with their stats as well. So a whole lot of cards going on so far. That's what we got here so far. We got cards. We also got sleeves all in that box. And then this is the stuff that goes back into the center tray. So I'm going to start putting this back in, one at a time, going through these things. We have our various combat tables in some way, shape, or form. Some sort of tracking or not necessarily combat tables. We have our combat, psychology, and loot table. This is just so much stuff going on here. Dungeoneers, dungeon exploring, a disturbance in the void. It's going to be a whole lot of rules to read through. We have our treasure table. We have our Dungeoneer, I guess, campaign tracker or whatnot. These are double-sided or not double-sided? No, not double-sided, but there's 2 different ones. Oh, interesting. This is similar to the... Oh, they have these over here where you can... They have a one you can write on with a dry erase marker, and one that you fill in over here. I'm going to put these off to the side. We have the Dark Pyramid. What is this? This is going to be introduction. A couple of these travel to the nose, the Master Locksmith, the Underground River. More content. Don't know more about that. We have over here the Bestiary. We have the League of Dungeoneers Companions. So the Bestiary over here is going to give you all the various potential things you can fight against, I assume. We have tables. Monster table. monster table. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This is what I'm talking about. This is both inspiring. There's another game that did this as well. There's another game. There's this one, and then, oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of the other one, but there's another giant box campaign kind of adventure that just was incredibly impressive and intimidating at the same time. We got our companions, I think this was. This is our quick reference. This is our companions. So various companions to go through, a little bit of text about them, their stats, their abilities, all that. And then we have more. We have our quick reference companion as well. So quick reference compendium, not companion. Quick reference compendium over here. Randomizing squares, armor and shields, selling and repairing items over here. Standards. There's so much stuff. There's so many things. Again, this is... yeah. Let's go ahead into the next one. We have our quest book 2. In case you got sick of quest book 1, which is the end of the main adventure over there, and you need more stuff to go on, we have our full other quest book to dive into. So this is all the content they have. Basically hundreds and hundreds of pages of stuff over here. This is like a homework assignment to the nth degree as far as the sheer amount of stuff you can go through. And then we have all these tiles over here, which I'm not going to be opening up everything, but I will be, like, look, like that's Standees. Like, this is just sheets and sheets. Let's just pick this off for a second. These are the various monsters you have, okay? Now, forget the art or anything like that, but just the sheer quantity of what they have. And I don't even know if these are supposed to go with specific things or not. I don't know if, like, they're specifically, hey, this goes with that and that goes with this. What I do know is there's just a lot of stuff. You can use whatever miniatures you want from any other game system if you have them, or you could just use these. But there's an absolute ton of just creatures. They got the front art, the back art, so they do have different art in terms of the siding they're on, which is fun. I like when they do have facing art or whatnot. We have a little dragon over there, and we have something that fell out in the middle over here. Something that seems to have fallen out. Now we have a missing... what is up with that? What is up with that? There's a missing beast over here. Did I just get a missing beast, or it's not in the sheet that I just left behind? It's not in any of these. Now I'm very intrigued as to whether this is an intentionally missing beast, or this is an accidental little missing beast from my particular copy here. That has me intrigued. Is this supposed to be a giant that I'm missing? We have over here these as well. Jeez. These are dungeon sheets, full of dungeon sheets. Full of, as you can imagine, dungeon sheets. Let's go ahead and go through here. We have tokens. These are... here, let's move this back out of the way. So, these are going to be like various sheets to go through. Again, just giving you more terrain, hexes, our little sphinx type situation there. Farm or field. All these fun little things. Where's that little, scenario where you're falling into a pit? I like the art there. Yeah, so just more of this stuff over here. We also have our board, which seems to be replicated by having a this guy over here, which I think is very similar. Just looking at the way you have Irondale over here, this is the map, so you can see that this continues over here. This is the river. We have Silver City. So you have a neoprene mat, which honestly I just like the coloring better on. But past that, I'll have to figure out how to store this, because neoprene mats are always... they're always a bane for me, because like I don't like folding them. Like this is going to have a fold in it for a long time. The very nature of neoprene mats is when you fold them, they're going to have that kind of situation fold there. So now I need to go ahead and roll this up and then figure out where it's being stored. Well, I know where it's being stored, but figure out if I'm remembering to pull it out, because I do like the map. What's a map? Master of the Universe recently. Master of the Universe had the same thing recently, where their map was just more vivid in a way that I like the map, but then I have to figure out when I'm pulling it out compared to all the games. I don't know. Dice Tower, the Dice Tower Library at one point, Dice Tower Retreat maybe, or West, East, I don't remember. They had like a whole section of mats you can pull out and match to your game, which I thought was a good system. Just again, storage is everything. Storage is everything, and I'm constantly running out of it. We have over here more token sheets. I'm not going to open these lest I lose tokens, but we got more token sheets there, and we have more terrain tiles galore over here. So we have, this I kind of want to open these, but I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to make a mess, but it is what it is, because I think if I don't make a mess, because I think these are supposed to store in here. So what happens is, I think if we can get everything out properly, we can start storing the terrain tiles over here in a way that would probably be better for the overall system and structures here. We have miniatures, we have coins, we have all these... nope, I'm just dropping things around, making a mess over here. What are these? These are fun. What are these? I don't know what this is. Yep, focus. There we go. We got coins that I just dropped into here. We have some metal coins as well. Ooh, let's look at the metal coins and the dice, and then figure out where everything's going here, because this is absolutely here. So we have our general dice, which we'll be using for about a million things in this game. That's what we got. And then we have our metal coins, which we'll look through in a second. And we have sleeves too. Let's take a look. And we have over here, these are okay. They're good. They're not great as far as their general design and heft. They're fine. Like, it's better than, you know, cardboard or whatnot. But they don't have the heft, the grittiness, or the design as far as, again, and overall, don't get me wrong, this entire presentation to me is not about the design. I'm not being pulled in by the graphical design here compared to other things. I'm being pulled in by just how much of a dungeon kind of adventure is going on here. Now, the real question is whether I can get through whatever rules overhead there is to dive into it sooner rather than later, because that's going to be the big determining factor as to whether I can include this in a roundup review. Because this is ambitious in a way that is both incredibly cool, but I also have to be mindful as to whether or when I can actually dive into this. And to the point that I'm wondering if I'm even going to put this away now, or whether I'm going to punch and put it away as we go. I may not finish this unboxing in the typical sense, because I think I want to punch like here. Here's like one of those tiles over here that I can go ahead and put down somewhere in here once I cover everything else up. But that means I do need to start throwing things on the floor. So I may not finish this by cleaning things up. I may just finish this by just saying, I'll have content of this at some point. I don't know exactly when, or I hope to have content of this at some point, I should say. Every once in a while, a game doesn't even get played and leaves, but this is one of those games, I don't know. Like, right now, I have coming up a video talking about like 40 or so games, like in addition to the comparison video I have planned. I also have planned a video where I'm going to be talking about, I don't know, 40 plus games that I have that are campaign-based adventures that I just cannot go through them all. And I'm going to be making some cuts, saying these ones aren't going to be sticking around. And I don't know what doesn't make the cut. All I know is I have too many of these games, and despite my desire to dive into them, not everything can be dived into, just because of pure limited time. I have the Hunter's ID, I have Massive Darkness, I have Madara, Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, the Isofarian Guard, I have, look behind me, Zombicides. Do I count Zombicides in this? Maybe. Do I count Destinies? I should get rid of Destinies. Maybe I should get rid of Destinies. I should get rid of Nemesis. I should get rid of a lot of games. Kingdom Rush I still love. I want to hold on to Kingdom Rush. Roleplay Adventures I'm basically done with, so that'll be leaving once I'm done. There's a lot of game systems. Tenaris Adventures is never going anywhere. Too Many Bones not going anywhere. Horizon Zero Dawn, I should probably get rid of that. There's a lot of games that I'm going to have to make decisions around. And this is just going to join that queue of another one that I have to decide on, but I do want to dive into it first. I'm going to have to look online to see what tutorial videos there are, because I do want to, I don't know, the 200 pages scares me. Tenaris was a beast to go through, and it's one that I'm a little nervous about the next Tenaris, but we'll see. In the meantime, for now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm putting this knife on the wrong way. For the meantime, for now, I'm going to go ahead and call in this video so I can actually put these tiles away properly and do it right, so I can dive into it properly. Until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board & Co. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's less information on this one than normal, which I feel bad for. There's not as much to focus on in terms of pretty stuff, and the stuff that is there, I don't know quite as much about. There's hundreds of pages of content, but I need to actually dive into it so I can talk about it more. In any case, until next time, I hope you have a good one.